Hello and happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to Never Miss a Monday. I am your host, Stacey Garcia, and today we are diving into something we all need right now: practical, heart centered tools to help you not only survive this holiday season, but actually thrive through it. Can you believe that we are at the Monday before Thanksgiving? If you have children and you are at home with them, I applaud you for tuning in this Monday. I so appreciate it as I always do, but I just know from experience how hectic this time of year can be. Most schools are out for the entire week. If you're hosting a Thanksgiving dinner, you have to get everything organized. If you're traveling for Thanksgiving, you have to get things organized. It's just such a week that throws off our schedules a whole bunch. But what it does is it really just throws us into the next, 5, 6 weeks of the holiday season. We're talking about right now through the new year. This is our holiday season. And I know a lot of you are really excited about Black Friday deals, as I always am. I'm always looking for a great deal. So, in the spirit of giving, and how much I love Black Friday as well, I am offering every single one of you listening a 25% discount off of all of my packages. And this will be honored through Sunday. Okay, so this entire week, you can purchase personal training sessions through me. I do those through Zoom. I can also do them locally if you are local. I also do Reiki healing sessions remotely as well. If you're local, I can come to you as well, and health coaching. And so all of that can be done remotely anywhere in the world, which is so amazing. Or if you're in Los Angeles, I can definitely work with you in person as well. So 25% off, link in the show notes to reach out to me, set up that discovery call, and then I will honor that 25% off discount. So use it for you for a holistic meaning mind, body, and spirit, everything, right? What we're all made of, ultimate self care. Or if you're already working with me and you'd like to give this gift of ultimate self care to a loved one, that can be honored as well. So just keep that in mind. And let's get started on this amazing solo episode from my heart to yours: how to thrive through this amazing holiday season. So, let's take a second to acknowledge how stressful this season can be. Our schedules are totally thrown off. We are super busy. Some of us can have emotional triggers. This can bring up a lot for a lot of different people. Maybe you lost someone really close to you during this time. Maybe you're going through a change in life. Maybe you're shifting careers. Maybe your family looks different. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe it could be so many different things where there's a lot of emotional triggers this time. So make sure that you're really mindful of all of that. Um, and, the routines of life get so disrupted during this time with parties, with kids being out of school. It's just you're getting pulled in all of these directions. Just remind yourself of this as we go through this together. You don't need a perfect plan. What you do need is intentionality and being really mindful during this time. So if you're at home, pour yourself your favorite beverage. This is always, when I record, is always matcha o'clock for me. So cheers to anyone that is drinking a yummy coffee or tea or anything cozy during this time. Or if you're out and about running errands, walking, doing laundry, whatever it is, use this time as some good self-care and reflection to really help you through this next few weeks. All right, we are going to start off with mindfulness because this is where everything begins and ends, in my opinion. And I want to start with a guided breath. Okay, you can do this any time of the day. I would love for you to get in the habit of being mindful when you're in moments of higher stress situations. However, the more we can practice this when we are not overwhelmed, the more we're going to remind ourselves when we are overwhelmed to use these tools. So make sure that you do these in the morning. You can bookend this, right? So the morning beginning part of your day, as well as the very, very end of your day when you get into bed. Just starting off with mindful breathing. So if you're not driving, I invite you to close your eyes. If you are driving, please keep those eyes opened. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and we're going to do some diaphragmatic breathing. This is called box breathing, where we're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4. All right, here we go. Inhale, hold, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale, hold, and exhale. So you can already feel how much more relaxed, how your nervous system is so much more regulated just by taking 3 deep breaths, intentional deep breaths. So I invite you to do that at the beginning and end of the day. And then obviously when things get stressful, and I'm going to tell you right now, here's a PSA to everyone. I despise driving around mall parking lots during this time of the year. Everyone, for the most part, is on edge, is stressed out, and it starts now. So I invite you all before going into any kind of really busy area. Malls is like, where most people go during this time to get gifts. Just take some deep breaths before entering that. Could you imagine if we all did that? What a much more pleasurable experience shopping would be during the holidays. So anyways, start using these box breathings. I think it's really, really amazing tool that we all have. And just, focus on taking like micro pauses throughout the day. This could be before a meal. I love doing this before entering social gatherings. I am an extrovert. However, I do get anxious in social gatherings. So making sure that I take deep breaths before entering that really helps me. And before reacting, like really taking a breath. And this is something, if you have children, you can help remind your children. It's a great tool for all of us is before we react, like take a moment and take some deep breaths. Okay. So I want you to just tune in with your body from time to time. Ask your body, what do I need right now? What does my heart need right now? And just get really, really, really clear on all of that. And that kind of leads us into stress reduction strategies during this time. Identify your holiday stressors. We all have different holiday stressors. So, is it the financial pressure of buying gifts for so many people and going to so many parties? That's a huge, real stressor. Is it family dynamics? Is it when you go to a certain family member's house for Thanksgiving, maybe it's going to be a super political conversation that you're not comfortable with, or so and so's not getting along with so and so. Like, think about the family dynamics. Is it overcommitting? Oh my goodness, I think we're all guilty of overcommitting to social functions during this time. Is it traveling? Traveling can be incredibly stressful during this time, or even hosting. Are you the host for a lot of events during this time? Throw perfectionism out the door and start thinking about what triggers you. And that can really help identify. So before you go into these situations that do trigger you, making sure that you do all of your non negotiables throughout the day. You all know my non negotiables from talking about this on the podcast. And if you've been a client of mine, I make sure that I exercise every single day, and every single day looks different. For me right now, I strength train 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's my schedule. And I do some kind of mat Pilates sculpt on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I try to get in my steps around 10,000 a day. Saturdays and Sundays, I try to go on walks. And I also incorporate trails on the days that I'm doing more of my sculpt and low impact. So I make sure my body is moving. Like that is so important. And a lot of us, I feel like, tend to let that slip away during the holiday season because we overcommit, because our schedules are wonky, and we just kind of put ourselves last. So don't. Just don't put yourself last. Put yourself first. And with all of this, we're gonna move through this pretty quickly. But again, for me, mindful movement, self-care, these are small things every single day I do just for me. Mindfulness and meditation. I start off every day before the house wakes up with some sort of meditation and mindfulness, and affirmations. I make sure that I get some kind of nature in every single day. Connecting, I mean, it's easy, and I'll talk about this more as like grounding down to the earth. Um, Making sure that my mind is always moving, always growing, listening to thought-provoking books um, or podcasts, and connecting with people and making sure that I reach out and stay connected. And community is so incredibly important. So those are just some of them as we go on. Make sure that you stay committed. And, start thinking about, do I have to do these certain things, or do I want to do these certain things? And I know, for those of us that really live with this full body yes when we are making plans and decisions, the holidays, maybe not everything's going to be a full body yes, but it's okay to say no and set boundaries and make sure that it's things that you really, really do want to do. Okay. So, creating some kind of reset ritual, and it could be so small, it could just be a couple minutes to kind of reset if you ever start not feeling so aligned throughout the day. You could go on a really quick walk outside, weather permitting, grab a warm cup of tea. Matcha, honestly, is my go-to for like my afternoon reset. And breath work, going back to the box breathing that I just taught you. So simple and so easy. You could do this at your desk. If things are stressful and you just need to like close your eyes for 1 minute, just 1 minute is all it takes to just give yourself a really, really quick reset. And if you're a journaler, I love to journal, and also journaling, what can I let go of today? What doesn't serve me? What do I no longer need? All right. So this kind of segues into the self-care aspect, which is a huge non-negotiable of mine. And reframe self-care as maintenance. This is not luxury. Now, of course, we think of self-care, we think of going to a spa and getting a massage or facial. That's amazing. This is not the self-care that I am talking about. And from experience, I know you cannot pour from an empty cup, but you can pour from an overflowing one. So the more micro moments, these glimmers, these opposite of triggers that we can bring into our day, the more we're going to be able to give. Okay. So think about little things that are your self care non negotiables that you can really stick to. So it could be as simple as choosing a bedtime routine. In my house, screens are off at 7:30 p.m. This is time to take a bath, a shower, to read, to connect. Sometimes Hayden nowadays is like quietly building in his room while listening to music. It could be anything that's kind of setting your body towards rest. And so screens are off. The kids go to bed at 8:30. I go to bed not long after them. And that's just our way to kind of reset. Also, on the opposite end of that is your morning routine anchor. I think mornings are magic, and it's setting your alarm for the same time every day, waking up at the same time every day, making sure that you give yourself what you need, you're inputting before you're outputting. So do not touch your phone when you wake up. I try not to touch my phone for an entire hour. Okay. So I'm not looking and responding at texts, emails, anything that first hour. I have my own meditations that I do every single morning, my intentions, my affirmations to start my day on the right foot. If you have a quiet house, getting a cup of tea or coffee or a hot water with lemon, journaling, all of this is just so incredibly beautiful to do in the morning. So, any kind of morning anchor is wonderful. It could be like a weekly appointment with yourself. Where do you want to take yourself by yourself? Enjoy your time for a week. I love going on solo walks and connecting with nature and connecting with myself. I just enjoy it so much. And then think about something that you can do just for you, like a joyful hobby or some kind of creative outlet that really sparks joy. So just focus on that joy that is just for you throughout this time. Next is connection and community. So incredibly important, and it is so easy to get just engulfed in so many different events this coming season. But take some time um, to really check in with people. I love to check in and send like a text. I'm thinking about you. How are you? Calling someone, going out to coffee, which I don't do enough, or just like a gratitude, like I just really appreciate you message. So I invite you all to reach out to one person. If you could do it every day, amazing. But realistically, maybe a week, just reach out to someone and just connect with someone. The holidays can be a time when social connection can really decrease stress, but it's only if it's super intentional. So be intentional. Think about who you haven't reached out to for a while. Think about something that someone said or did to you and how grateful you are for them. Just make sure that you're reaching out and leaning on people during this time is really amazing. Another thing you can also do is create or join community events. Going for a walk with friends, meeting up with friends, beautiful way to connect during this time and getting ourselves outside. Next is growth mindset for the holidays. So, again, we want to replace perfection. Perfection is a word I do not use with progress. Okay. So, instead of expecting this perfect holiday, choose a flexible mindset. Things may pivot, and that is okay. Just learning how to roll with everything can really, really help. Expect curveballs. Curveballs happen all the time. Prepare to come from grace, not control. And that is something that is, I think, newer to me, to be honest. And I think that really happened after my breast cancer diagnosis is like learning, man, I can really control only what I can. There's so much out of our control, and kind of letting the universe just have your back and just surrender to it can be a really beautiful way to de-stress. So replace I have to do everything right now to I get to choose what matters most to me and kind of follow through with that mindset for the holidays. We talked about nature very shortly. Man, we nature is so underrated when it comes to how it can regulate our nervous system. So I highly encourage micro doses of nature. Now, listen, if you can get out and go outside and hike as often as you can, all the more power to you, but that might not be attainable for us all the time. So Getting outside into natural sunlight first thing in the morning is amazing for circadian rhythms. Touching the ground barefoot, just going outside on your grass and letting your feet just feel the earth for a minute. Like that is incredibly grounding. Taking a walk after Thanksgiving dinner. Can you imagine? I know it's going to be kind of dark, so going with people, but getting out and moving and connecting with the earth. It could be as easy as opening up a window and just getting some fresh air. Whatever works for you, just making sure that you take at least 5 minutes to step outside, to breathe, to feel, and to observe all of the beauty that surrounds us that is attainable every single day. And nature leads us to plant-based nutrition, which is the way that I live. I have been vegetarian for almost 8 years. Um, but I was vegetarian and vegan other times in my life as well. No matter how you eat, if you eat meat, really focus on starting all of your meals with fiber and plants and lean protein. So I always make sure I get about 30 grams of protein for every single meal. I love my morning smoothies and my Truvani protein powder that I enjoy so much. It's super clean. And then I get a really good dose of protein with like fruits and vegetables. And I do flax for fiber. That is just something like that is my go-to. Blueberries, which are so amazing for brain health. I just have a loaded powerhouse smoothie every single morning, and I look forward to it every single morning. Not only is it delicious, but it keeps me really full and incredibly alert for those like 4 hours until I'm ready for my next meal. So making sure you're getting in minimum of 25 grams of fiber every single day, and making sure that you have lean protein along with it, and lots of plants. We need plants for micronutrients, for vitamins and minerals. It's so incredibly important. Another way that we can stay on track with our food during the holidays is always offering to bring a really nourishing dish to gatherings. Now, with my dietary restrictions, because I've also been gluten-free for God, I feel like we're like almost to 20 years at this point. I've been gluten-free for a really long time. Gluten does not good things to my body. And it's something that I always know, like, I never want people to go out of their way to make sure that there's something for me to eat. So I always offer to bring some kind of veggie friendly, gluten-free dish. And I always know there's something really healthy, nourishing for me to eat at every function that I go to. So that's a great way to stay on track, knowing, yes, there might be lots of indulgent foods all around that might be yummy for a bite here or there, but to really nourish ourselves, offer to bring something. Make sure that you're drinking lots of water. That is so important to make sure that our bodies stay hydrated, and really throw out the mindset of all or nothing during this holiday season, okay? Food is there to be enjoyed. We should really enjoy what we're eating. So when you're sitting down at a holiday meal, look and see, okay, what has a lot of fiber, what kind of vegetables, what kind of lean protein. Fill your plate up with most of that, and then have, little bits of whatever else that you want to try and taste. And that's beautiful, and enjoy it. And then move on and get right back on track the next day. It should be a beautiful, beautiful thing. You should never feel guilty at all after eating a meal. Make sure that, and this is my challenge to you, having one plant powered plate a day. So one vegetarian based plant a day. It could be a smoothie, it could be a big salad. Right now, oh my goodness, veggie packed soup would be so cozy, or some kind of roasted vegetable. Just make sure that you include those as much as possible. And that brings us to our daily movement, which is such a non negotiable for me. Um, I use movement for mood. Movement is never punishment for what I ate, ever. I just know I will feel so much better when I make myself get to my yoga mat and exercise. Or if I get outside and go for a nice, long, nourishing walk, those are non negotiables. Okay. Now, this is turning into such a crazy season where we want to really be throwing out that all or nothing. And if we don't have time for a 30 or 45-minute exercise session, what about 5 or 10 minutes? Just getting outside and walking around the block as little breaks throughout the day, all of that adds up. That's called exercise snacking. And I couldn't agree with that more. Making sure that you get out. If you're not able to go outside, just stop, do like 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats. It'll just take like a minute and a half, and just getting that in throughout the day, all of that adds up. So please ditch the all or nothing when it comes to exercise. It's so incredibly important. It could even be dancing in your kitchen as you're making dinner. I love doing that too. Um, but just focus on the exercise snacking when you're not able to get in a full workout. And just just think about your never miss a Monday movement commitment to yourself. Really helps set the tone for the week with any movement. No duration is too small. So making sure you get that Monday workout is so incredibly important. I did not name the show Never Miss a Monday for nothing. I told all of my fitness clients over the last 15 plus years, you never miss a Monday workout, no matter how big or small. Get yourself to move, because that is going to set your tone. You're much more likely to exercise on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I never miss a Monday workout, ever, 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 ever. Now, after the workouts, we want to make sure that we're really focusing on rest and recovery. And this is mind, body, and spirit. Okay. So really protect your energy during this time. Focus on really great quality sleep as much as you can. Consistent wind down routines. Make your own routine for you, for your family. Limit late night screens. Maybe incorporate some magnesium. I take magnesium and L-theanine every night. I cannot tell you how cozy I feel, and I just like drift off to sleep. Or calming herbal tea, whatever works for you, make sure it's super, super calm. If you've been on your feet a lot, laying on your bed and putting your legs up against the wall is one of the best restorative postures you can do before you sleep as well, which is amazing. Okay. So, emotional rest would be setting boundaries, saying no with all the kindness in the world, but really putting yourself first. You do not have to say yes to every party. No, you do not. Don't overdo it, guys. Boundaries is self-love, okay? Now, spiritual rest, something that I so deeply incorporate into my life, is meditation, is prayer, is gratitude journaling, is Reiki healing. I do self Reiki on myself all the time, just making sure that you set a routine for that spiritual rest. Okay, so create a holiday wind down routine. Write it down. Write down 3 steps you can take every single night. Okay. Some examples: dimming the lights for that hour before you go to bed, stretching, the legs up the wall pose, like I just said, journaling your thoughts. I love doing mind dumps. If there's so much on my mind, I dump it all out on a journal on physical paper. So I'm not going to be up at 3 a.m. like, oh my God, trying to remember everything. It's on the paper. I know that. I will see it in the morning. And really disconnecting from screens. So disconnecting from screens at least an hour before bedtime and at least an hour upon waking is so incredibly important. So I would love to hear your holiday wind down routines. So definitely share those with me, DM me. I would love to share all of those routines, because I think we can all learn from each other and get some great ideas. So, with the mind, body, spirit alignment that I so heavily endorse, I mean, I don't only talk about it, I live it. This is my life. Focus on that breath, Focusing on gratitude is so incredibly important. I wake up thinking about what I'm grateful for. And when my head hits the pillow at night, I think about what I'm grateful for. Making sure that you're taking the time to set your intentions of what you'd like this season to be. And again, taking this day by day, step by step, making sure that you're stretching and relaxing and making sure that you have some form of stillness, especially at the beginning and end of the day, and also bring in positive affirmations. And that's something I love doing in the morning. I love setting an affirmation that I can come to throughout the rest of the day. So, our takeaways from this episode of not only surviving the holidays, but thriving through the holidays. Make sure that your power comes from presence, not perfection. Remember, we're not using that word perfection. Take care of your mind, of your body, nourish your body, honor your spirit, and remember small, consistent steps create the biggest change. Please, if you loved this episode, if you got something out of it, share this with a friend. I would be honored if you would take a moment to rate and review the show. Please DM me or message me your own holiday thriving strategies. I would love to hear them all. And if you would like to take advantage of my Black Friday deal, again, reach out to me, selfcarewithstacey@gmail.com. Self Care with Stacey on Instagram. Everything will be in the show notes, and I would love to gift you 25% off any of my services. Have a beautiful holiday season. Remember to stop, to breathe, and to enjoy all of the beauty that's out there. I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Have a beautiful day.